Let's talk gig economy. More people are taking up side hustles to earn extra income, right? Mark Triplett joins me now with Triplett-Westendorf Financial Group. So Mark, I was just having this conversation with my brother in Colorado. He turned his place into an Airbnb and now he's renting out his car occasionally. So that's some serious side hustle there. People are going any way they can to make extra money. Why are more people taking up the side hustles?
Well, many folks are finding ways to turn things that they're passionate about or their hobbies into ways to make income. Some of it's just because they enjoy doing it, but others are doing it out of necessity. In fact, one survey I ran across indicated that 33% of folks that have a side hustle are actually relying on that income to cover their monthly expenses. And even though inflation's kind of rolled over, we're still seeing inflation at the rate of about 3% year over year. So things just cost more. There are other reasons for having a side hustle too. You want to generate extra spending cash, for example, or you have savings goals for the futures that you want to meet, or you just want to pay down debt. But folks are really finding ways to use some of their extra time away from their primary place of employment to make extra income.
There's definitely risks to it, though. What do people need to know about the tax implications of a side hustle? You could find yourself in trouble if you're not knowing what to do with game plan.
Yeah, for sure. So most of the work we're talking about is considered gig work by the IRS, and gig work is often transacted through different types of mobile apps and things of that nature. This includes things like selling handcrafted items, or like you mentioned, renting out your place or your car. If you're making more than $400 a year doing that type of gig work, you do have to report that as income. It is considered taxable income. And next year, new rules that apply to payment apps such as Venmo or PayPal are going to require that if you are generating over $600 per year in that type of work, you're going to actually get a 1099-K from those companies, and you need to file that in your taxes.
Yeah, you got to be sure to do things right, because you're right, the taxing, I think, is what gets people. So do you just put money away as you go and pretty much calculate a percentage to save so you're ready to pay those taxes?
Absolutely. So as you're generating this income, it's important to, I would say, do three things. One, use it to build an emergency fund if you don't have one. Putting away dollars that are going to be there in case something happens to you, that you've got 6 months worth of expenses to cover, that'd be great. Paying down debt's another way to use that money wisely. And then also, don't forget to treat yourself. If you're putting the extra effort, maybe indulge on yourself or with your loved ones, but do set aside a percentage, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 25% of that to account for having to pay taxes later. And I also mentioned that I mentioned this earlier before we started, that a lot of our clients, we're seeing them kind of find ways to use their expertise from their pre-working or pre-retirement years to actually get consulting gigs after they transition to retirement. With cognitive ability, you use it or lose it, it seems like. So when you can find something that gets you up in the morning, gets you excited, and you can use your skills that you accumulated over those years of working and be able to turn that into a consulting gig or continue to use that in retirement, it keeps them busy, keeps them sharp, and then makes some extra income doing so.
My first side gigs was babysitting, family of 8. I was born into that job, and cleaning houses. Unfortunately, I don't get paid to clean my own house now, but great advice. Thank you so much for being with us today. Really interesting stuff. So many people doing that as side hustle. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for having me.